In the spotlight tonight is Neil Dickinson from Suffolk, an industrial chemist, and his specialist subject is the history of metal mining in Britain. Mary Rodger from Cambridge, a secretary whose subject is Kettle's Yard and its artists. Trevor Rhodes from the Wirral, a retired advice service manager, and his subject is the life and films of Lindsay Anderson. And David Sims from Liverpool, a tennis coach whose subject is the Chronicles of Narnia. Hello, I'm John Humphreys and welcome to Mastermind. Tonight we welcome 4 contenders into the renowned black chair where, under pressure and against the clock, they will be tested on their chosen specialist subject and general knowledge. The winner of this heat will qualify for the second stage and inch perhaps that bit closer to becoming Mastermind 2006. So let's have our first contender, please. And your name is?
Neil Dickinson.
Your occupation?
Industrial research chemist.
And your chosen subject?
The history of metal mining in Britain.
In 2 minutes, starting now, derived from the Cornish for a mine work, what word is used to preface the names of many of the mines in Devon and Cornwall?
Wheel.
Correct. Which mine near Egremont in Cumbria is Europe's last commercially operated deep iron ore mine?
Florence mine.
Yes, from 1704, the majority of the directors of the London Lead Company were members of which Protestant sect that was famous for caring for industrial workers' welfare?
Quakers.
Yes. Dating from the 13th century, what was the name of the courts that ruled on disputes between lead miners in Derbyshire?
The Barmote courts.
Yes. Which village in the southern uplands is the highest in Scotland and became known as God's treasure house because of the richness of its mineral resources?
Wanlock Head.
Yes. What was the name of the leader of the German miners who were brought to Britain in the 1560s by Elizabeth I in order to expand and develop British mining and smelting?
Pass.
In 1768, a large deposit of copper was found on which 147-metre high hill in the north of Anglesey?
Paris Mountain.
Correct. Which metal, whose name is derived from the Greek for yellow orpiment, was produced profitably alongside copper and tin by many of Devon and Cornwall's mines?
Arsenic.
Yes. In 1869, which small town in the far northeast of Scotland became the centre of a gold rush when gold was discovered in nearby Strathkildonan?
Pass.
What name was given to the technique of uncovering mineral veins by releasing a large volume of water from a temporary reservoir, particularly in the lead mines of the northeast?
Hushing.
Yes. Which sandstone outcrop near Wilmslow in Cheshire is the site of a copper mine dating back to the Bronze Age?
Alderley Edge.
Correct. Which term for a vein of metallic ore is derived from a Germanic word for a course?
Lode.
Yes. What name is given to the traditional technique of extracting silver from lead ore by melting the ore in a flat, porous refractory dish and then directing a blast of hot air onto it?
Cupellation.
Correct. Which ore was known to miners as blackjack?
Zinco. Sphalerite.
Yes. Until it closed in March 1998, which Cornish mine was the last working tin mine in Europe?
South Crofty.
Correct. Enslaved members of which tribe, I've started so I shall finish, who defied Roman rule in Britain, are said to have worked at Hurst lead mine in Swaledale in Yorkshire?
The Iceni.
No, the Brigantes. 2 passes. Helmsdale was the small town that became the centre of a gold rush, and Daniel Hochstetter was the leader of the German miners who Elizabeth brought here all those years ago. 2 passes. Neil Dickinson, 13 points. And our next contender, please. And your name is?
Mary Rodger.
Your occupation?
Secretary.
And your chosen subject?
Kettle's Yard and its artists.
Kettle's Yard in 2 minutes. What was the name of the former curator of the Tate Gallery who founded Kettle's Yard in 1957 as an open house for art students and visitors?
Jim Eade.
Yes, the opening of the extension to Kettle's Yard, which was attended by the Prince of Wales in 1970, featured a concert by which renowned conductor?
Daniel Barenboim.
Correct. Which Cornish artist's work, mainly of seascapes and life at sea, dominates the library?
Alfred Wallace.
Yes. Which vase by William State Murray was broken by David Jones while visiting the Eads, but was mended with gold by the artist himself?
The Heron.
Yes, in 1969. Who donated the Russian constructivist Norm Gabo's 1941 work Linear Construction to Kettle's Yard in memory of Frank and Vera Swanson?
Francie.
Joy Fincy. In which of the cottage rooms are works by Christopher Wood exhibited, including Flowers and Le Phare?
The first living room.
No, the sitting and dining room. Which artist's marble work, My First Inscription, Jane Lister, is displayed in the extension downstairs upper level?
Eric Gill.
Yes, whose 1928 sculpture entitled Head was given to Jim Eade by the artist himself, who was a friend and near neighbour of the Eades while they lived in Hampstead?
Henry Moore.
Yes, to which Renaissance artist did Eade compare the painter Brian Pierce because of the direct simplicity and devotion of his work?
Giotto.
Fra Angelico. From which 1964 exhibition did Jim Eade purchase 3 of Italo Valenti's collages?
Documenti.
Correct. While most of Gaudier Bresci's sculptures are in the extension, the majority of his works on paper are displayed in which room?
The attic.
Yes, Arthur Mackenzie worked under which pseudonym, producing alabaster carvings such as Construction Birds?
George Kennethson.
Correct. In the 1950s, Jim Eade began to build up a collection of which American-born abstract expressionist painter, acquiring works such as Moonlight, Subiaco and Venice from the Giudecca?
William Congdon.
Correct. In which year did Cambridge University assume responsibility for the buildings and collection of Kettle's Yard?
1966.
Correct. Eade claimed that Bare Trees and Hills, and this is the question, was the first work that he'd acquired by which artist for whom retrospective exhibitions were held in 1981 and 1995?
Elizabeth Vellacott.
Elizabeth Vellacott is correct. You have no passes. Mary Rodger, you have 12 points. And our next contender, please. And your name is?
Trevor Rhodes.
Your occupation?
Retired Advice Service Manager.
And your subject?
The life and films of Lindsay Anderson.
Lindsay Anderson in 2 minutes. In April 1923, in which Indian city was Lindsay Anderson born into what he later described as an impeccable upper-middle-class background?
Bangalore.
Correct. What name did Anderson give to the programme of short films shown at the National Film Theatre in 1956, a name which came to describe the naturalistic and unscripted cinematic style?
Free cinema.
Correct. Of which London theatre was he an associate artistic director between 1969 and 1975?
Royal Court.
Correct. Which actor played Professor Miller in both Oh Lucky Man and Britannia Hospital?
Graham Crowden.
Yes. What was the title of the Oxford University film magazine that was largely developed by Anderson when it was relaunched in 1947?
Sequence.
Yes. Which fellow contributor to the free cinema movement was the producer of his first feature film, This Sporting Life?
Carol Rice.
Yes. Anderson played the master of which Cambridge college in the 1981 film Chariots of Fire?
Keys.
Correct. In which 1952 film produced by Anderson did he appear as an unkempt and angry sculptor?
The Pleasure Garden.
Yes. Which actress whose daughter appears as young Tisha Doughty made her last screen appearance in Anderson's 87 film The Whales of August?
Lillian Gish.
Anne Southern. For which film did Anderson unexpectedly win the '54 Oscar for Best Documentary Short?
Thursday's Children.
Yes, Mick Travis is sent to the north to replace Oswald as a sales rep for which company in Oh Lucky Man?
Imperial Coffee Company.
Yes, during the Second World War he served in the 60th King's Royal Rifle Regiment and was sent to India in which unit in 1944?
Intelligence.
Yes, before going up to Oxford, Anderson attended which school to which he later returned in order to film most of the scenes for If?
Cheltenham College.
Correct. Between 55 and 56, Anderson directed 5 episodes of which children's adventure series for incorporated television?
The Adventures of Robin Hood.
Indeed. Which Thorold Dickinson film did Anderson write about in his 1952 book, Making a Film?
Secret People.
Correct. The rugby scenes in This Sporting Life were filmed at the ground of which real-life rugby league club?
Wakefield.
Wakefield Trinity, yes. Who wrote the story on which the script for his Little Scene 66 film, The White Bus, was based?
Sheila Delaney.
Sheila Delaney is correct. No passes. Trevor Rhodes, 16 points. And our final contender, please. And your name is?
David Sims.
Your occupation?
Tennis coach.
And your chosen subject?
The Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis.
Narnia, in 2 minutes. What is the name of Peter's sword with which he kills the wolf in The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, and which he finds again in Prince Caspian?
Rindon.
Yes. What does Diggory do to break the spell and wake up the witch Jadis in The Magician's Nephew?
Strikes a bell.
Yes. In The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, which of the 7 Telmarine lords is said to have been turned to gold on Deathwater Island?
Octesian.
Restmar. What type of animal is Truffle Hunter who helps to rescue Prince Caspian when he's knocked from his horse by a tree?
Badger.
Yes. When Edmund first meets the White Witch and gets into the sleigh with her, what does he say that he'd like to eat?
Turkish delight.
Indeed. In The Horse and His Boy, Aslan punishes Rabadash by turning him into what sort of animal?
A donkey.
Yes. What does the iron bar that Jadis throws at Aslan grow into in The Magician's Nephew?
A street lamp.
A lamppost, yes. In The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, what is the name of the magician who rules the duffers who are made visible by Lucy with a spell from the magician's own book?
Koryakin.
Correct. After Aslan has been killed by the witch, which animals nibble through the cords to free his body?
Mice.
Yes. What name is given to the place in the Narnian forest where the witch had planted the lamppost without knowing it?
Lantern waste.
Yes. In The Silver Chair, what's the name of the centaur who's on his way to heal Puddlegum's burnt foot when Jill and Eustace take their leave of him?
Pass.
The great mound which is erected over the remains of the stone table is known by what other name?
Aslan's Howe.
Yes. What was made from the wood of the apple tree that Diggory planted in the back garden?
Wardrobe.
Yes. What name is given to Prince Corin because of his prowess as a boxer?
Corin Thunderfist.
Correct. In The Horse and His Boy, which lord does Shasta see on a bay horse carrying the great banner of Narnia?
Pass.
Which creature live in wigwams in the marshes with forests to the south and west, sandhills to the east and low pale-coloured hills to the north?
Marsh Wiggles.
Correct. In the old rhyme quoted by Mr. Beaver in The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, what will Aslan do so that there will be spring again?
Pass.
When Lucy's reading the magic book in The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, which of her school friends does she see talking with Anne Featherstone in a third-class train carriage?
Pass.
What is the name of the Calamine who had served Tash since he was a boy and who's found by the talking dogs through the stable door?
MF.
MF is correct. You had a total of 4 passes. In The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, Marjorie Preston is seen talking with Anne Featherstone. The lion shakes his mane, so there'll be spring again. Lord Peridon is the lord whom Shasta sees on a bay horse, and Cloudbirth is the name of that centaur. 4 passes, David Sims, 14 points.
Thank you.
So that's the end of the specialist subject round. Let's have a look at the scores. 4th place with 12 points, Mary Rodger. 3rd place with 13 points, Neil Dickinson. 2nd place, 14 points, David Sims. In the lead with 16 points. What a close contest, Trevor Rhodes. So the general knowledge round now, and if there's a tie at the end of this round, the number of passes get taken into account. So let's get on with it and ask Mary Rodger to join us again, if she would, please. And you may have a little bit of explaining to do because there will be people who don't know Jim Eade and Kettle's Yard. A little bit of background to it.
It's a unique collection of early and mid-20th century art in a house in Cambridge, which used to belong to Jim Eade.
And how did he come by all the art?
He collected since his early days as a assistant curator at the Tate.
Right. Was he very rich, or did he not have to pay much for it?
He wasn't very rich at all, but he was a friend of the artists, and they often gave him pieces of work. People like Ben Nicholson and Barbara Hepworth just gave him work because they liked him and they knew he would appreciate it.
So he could have sold it and become very rich with some of that.
Yeah, I guess he could in later life, but he didn't. He left it to the University of Cambridge.
Right, well, you scored 12 points with it. Let's see how you do with general knowledge. Canterbury Castle in Somerset is one of the reputed sites of which legendary Arthurian place?
Camelot?
Yes. Which chronic illness is one of falling sickness because sufferers sometimes collapse during an attack?
Pass.
What was the name of the 1571 plot organised by a Florentine banker resident in London to depose Elizabeth I with the aid of a Spanish invasion?
Pass.
In Japanese cuisine, what name thought to come from the Portuguese for seasoning is given to a dish of seafood or vegetables deep fried in batter?
Tempura?
Yes. Which city is the capital of the Indian state of Tamil Nadu?
Pass.
What is the more common name for the sight deficiency nyctalopia, which is sometimes caused by vitamin A deficiency?
Tunnel vision?
Night blindness. Which theatre, opened in 1959 in Puddle Dock, was the brainchild of the actor Bernard Miles and his wife Josephine Wilson?
The Mermaid?
Yes. In falconry, what technical term historically used for a wild bird over 12 months old caught for training is also used to mean an untamed bird?
Falcon?
Haggard. Of which popular cartoon character was Harry Foster Welsh the credited television voice from 1956?
Pass.
Which highway, revisited in the title of a Bob Dylan album, runs from near Dylan's birthplace in Duluth to New Orleans?
Highway 61?
Yes. Mike Todd, the film producer and creator of the Todd A.O. cinema process, was married to which actress at the time of his death in a plane crash in 1958?
Janet Leigh?
Elizabeth Taylor. Which island, the second largest in the Caribbean, is divided politically into the Republic of Haiti and the Dominican Republic?
Cuba?
Hispaniola. Sir George Frampton's statue of whom was secretly unveiled overnight in Kensington Gardens in May 1912 to surprise the children?
Peter Pan?
Yes. Which French tennis player, twice Wimbledon champion, I'll finish the question, in the 1920s, was nicknamed the Crocodile or Alligator?
I have no idea. Pass.
Lacoste, I can tell you, since we're at the end of the round. Your other passes, Popeye was voiced by Harry Foster Welsh. Madras, or Chennai, is the capital of Tamil Nadu. The Ridolfi plot was the plot in 1571 to depose Elizabeth I. And falling sickness, because people sometimes collapse during it, is epilepsy, or was epilepsy. 5 passes, Mary Rodger, a total of 17 points. And now Neil Dickinson, please. Metal mining in Britain, of which there was a huge amount in the 19th and 20th centuries.
There certainly was, yes.
We supplied the world with all
Yes.
sorts of things.
Yeah, I mean, the British Empire was sort of the hub of civilization as we knew it, and a lot of things sort of emanated from there, finished goods. So more recently that things start coming in, of course.
Quite. Yeah. What were the main metals? Tin, of course.
Tin, copper was very important. Lead was important. It was sort of the plastic of the day, really, I suppose. There's all sorts of other things, a bit of gold here and there, and silver was...
Oh, really? Silver?
Yes, yes. These things were always very attractive to people, of course, gold and silver.
And did we simply run out of them all, or did they just become, the mines become uneconomic?
Certain mines run out. I mean, a lot of them have run out, but really in the face of sort of supply from abroad, it became uneconomic.
Well, you've scored 13 points with your knowledge of metal mining. Let's see how you do with general knowledge. 17 points, the highest score at the moment. What was the name of the snail in the television series The Magic Roundabout?
Brian.
Yes, which writer once supposedly said an archaeologist is the best husband a woman can have. The older she gets, the more interested he is in her.
Pass.
Which word for a law or rule, especially in ecclesiastical matters, is derived from the Greek for a straight rod?
Pass.
What is the common name for caisson disease, which is caused by nitrogen bubbles forming in the bloodstream?
The bends.
Yes. Which tourist attraction was first restored in the 14th century BC during the reign of Thutmosis IV, although part of its beard is in the British Museum in London?
The Sphinx?
Yes. The juice of which fruit is mixed with grapefruit and vodka to make a sea breeze cocktail?
Lime?
Cranberries. Which influential late Victorian architect designed the Savoy Theatre, New Scotland Yard and the Piccadilly Hotel?
Pass.
Who played the lecherous German analyst Dr. Fritz Fassbender in the 1965 film What's New Pussycat?
Woody Allen?
Peter Sellers. Which composer's works include the ballet Appalachian Spring and the orchestral suite El Salon Mexico?
Copeland?
Yes. What specific name is given to the distinctive call of the bittern?
Boom.
Yes. From a line in which cycle of nostalgic poems did Dennis Potter take the title of his play Blue Remembered Hills?
It's from the Shropshire Lad.
Yes. Which batsman's maiden test century at the Oval in September 2005 ensured that England won the Ashes for the first time in 18 years?
Pass.
Which Jacobite heroine was born at Milton on the island of South Uist in 1722?
Flora MacDonald?
Yes. What name is given to the large open weed knit associated in the fashion world with stockings and tights?
Fishnet?
Yes. Which biblical city in southern Israel, now the main centre of the Negev region, is mentioned in the book of Judges as the southernmost extremity of the Israelite territory?
Pass.
Llywelyn ap Griffith, who was killed in 1282, was the last native holder of which title?
Prince of Wales.
Yes, who in 1981 became the first socialist president, I'll finish the question, of France since the founding of the Fifth Republic in 1958?
Pass.
Well, I'll tell you, it was Francois Mitterrand. Your other pass is Beersheba. Is now the main centre of the Negev region. Kevin Peterson scored, you're obviously not a cricket fan, scored those important runs. Norman Shaw was the architect who did Savoy Theatre, etc. Canon law is derived from the Greek word for a straight rod. And Agatha Christie, that wonderful line, an archaeologist, the best husband a woman can have, the older she gets, the more interested he is in her. 6 passes, Neil Dickinson, 22 points. And now David Sims, please. And you know a lot about the Chronicles of Narnia. That because you read them as a child, or?
Oh, I absolutely loved those books as a child, and answering questions and that just brings you back to when I was a kid, and they were great, yeah.
Presumably you read them again before you did this.
Oh, yeah.
How did, I mean, didn't you think, oh, Lord, this is a bit sort of boring now?
Not really, because it's nostalgia. You remember the occasions when you read them when you were young, and it sort of brought back some really nice memories of buying the books at the time with my pocket money. So.
Right, you have 14 points. The score to beat at the moment is 22. Let's see how you do in general knowledge. Here we go. In which 1994 film did John Travolta and Samuel L. Jackson play the hitmen Vincent Vega and Jules Winfield?
Pulp Fiction.
Correct. What is the name of the directory first published in 1858, which lists all the clergy in the Church of England?
Crockford's.
Correct. Mary of Modena was the second wife of which 17th century British king?
James II.
Correct. Which bacterial disease carried by ticks found especially on deer is named after the town in Connecticut where it was first identified in 1975?
Pass.
The national flag of which Mediterranean island features a Moor's head on a white background?
Cyprus.
Corsica. Which progressive rock trio had their only UK hit single with Fanfare for the Common Man, which reached number 2 in the UK charts in 1977?
Emerson, Lake and Palmer.
Yes. What were traditionally made by a cordwainer?
Ropes.
No, boots and shoes. Whose experiences of intermittently working and begging his way across North America are documented in the autobiography of a supertramp, first published in 1908?
Davis.
Yes. In the 1999 European elections, which former Eurovision Song Contest winner was elected as the Irish MEP for Connaught and Ulster?
Dana.
Yes. Which Athenian tragic dramatist wrote an Oedipus trilogy of which only 7 Against Thebes survives?
Sophocles.
Aeschylus. What is Britain's highest civilian award for bravery, instituted in 1940 and inscribed for gallantry?
George Cross.
Yes. Gloucestershire Cricket Club has the arms of which city on its badge?
Bath.
Bristol. Which semi-precious violet or purple stone has a name derived from the Greek for not intoxicated because the ancients believe it protected against drunkenness?
Amethyst.
Yes. Act 1 of which opera by Puccini opens in a Parisian garret where Marcello and Rodolfo are trying to get warm on a freezing Christmas Eve?
Madame Butterfly.
La Bohème. Samuel Lapidge, who in about 1786 remodelled and improved the gardens at Althorpe, was the chief assistant to which better-known landscape gardener?
Capability Brown.
Correct. In April 1945, which member of the royal family joined the war effort by enlisting in the auxiliary transport services?
The current Queen.
Princess Elizabeth, as she was then. Yes, the current Queen. You had 1 pass. That disease carried by ticks found on deer especially is Lyme disease. 1 pass, David Sims, 24 points.
Thank you.
And finally, Trevor Rhodes, please. The films of Lindsay Anderson. I suppose probably best known Sporting Life?
That or If, I think.
If.
But both quite well known.
And Sporting Life was sort of, I suppose, the last of the kitchen sink dramas, was it?
Pretty much. It seemed to be coming towards the end of that era, yes.
But he had quite an extraordinary range, didn't he?
He did. He did all sorts of documentaries. He made lots of commercials, including one well-remembered with Bernard Miles promoting Mackeson Stout.
Oh, right, yes.
He did the Robin Hood programmes for television.
Yeah.
He made a film about Wham in China.
Gosh.
So he really did cover a
He
huge
wasn't
range.
proud. I mean, it sounded as if he'd do anything he was asked.
Well, in relation to Wham in China, one gathers he thought it was an opportunity to do quite a bit of filming in China, and there was some disagreement about the amount of Wham in the film, and the editing was taken out of his hands a bit, I gather.
So more China than Wham,
Apparently
really.
so, yes.
Right. Significant figure?
A very significant figure, I believe, John.
Well, you had the highest score on the specialist subjects with him, 16 points. You now have to beat a score of 24 points with your general knowledge. Let's give it a go. Which British left-wing political party is known by the initials SWP?
Socialist Workers' Party?
Yes, in the title of his paper on predictability, the meteorologist Edward Lorenz posed the question whether a tornado in Texas could be set off by what occurrence in Brazil?
Butterfly wing?
Flap of butterfly wing, yes. Which architect who lived from 1869 to 1944 laid out the plans for the Indian capital, New Delhi?
Pass.
Who played the frumpy office clerk, Miss Marmelstein, in the Broadway musical I Can Get It For You Wholesale and ended up marrying the leading man, Elliot Gould?
Pass.
Which company designed and built the Canberra series of jet bombers which entered service with the RAF in 1951?
Hawker Siddeley?
English Electric. In ancient Rome, in which field did Quintus Roscius Gallus, who died in 62 BC, achieve immortal fame?
Oratory?
Acting. Which genus of bulbous ornamental plants contains the daffodil and the jonquil?
Pass.
Who was the American president at the time of the Wall Street crash in 1929?
Hoover?
Yes. Which British institution was founded in 1768 with the active support of King George III to dignify the profession of the artist?
Royal Academy?
Yes. Which leading French revolution did Thomas Carlyle describe as the sea-green incorruptible in his history of the French Revolution?
Robespierre?
Yes. What name is commonly used in some English schools for a pupil less important than the head boy or girl who has minor disciplinary powers over younger ones?
Prefect?
Yes. Which two words in John's Gospel make up the shortest verse of the Bible?
He wept.
Jesus wept. Which novel begins the boys, as they talk to the girls from Marcia Blaine's school, stood on the far side of their bicycles holding the handlebars?
Crime of Miss Jean Brodie.
Yes. Which former Portuguese colony was handed back to China in December 1999?
Macau?
Yes. Who founded a fashion and furnishing empire which began with printed tea towels and headscarves and used many floral motifs based on 18th and 19th century designs?
Laura Ashley?
Correct. Which composer's music is used for the patriotic anthem Land of Hope and Glory?
Elgar.
Elgar. And you got there on the bip. You had 3 passes. Narcissus was the genus that we were looking for there. The architect was Lutyens, and Barbara Streisand played Miss Marmelstein. But, as I say, you got there. You have a total of 26 points.
Thank you.
So that's it. Let's have a look at the scores. In 4th place with 17 points, Mary Rodger. In 3rd place with 22 points, Neil Dickinson. 2nd place with 24 points, David Sims. In 1st place with 26 points, Trevor Rhodes. Which means, of course, that Mr. Rhodes goes through to the 2nd round. Congratulations to him. Do join us next week for more Masterminds. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
Monday afternoon on BBC Two, Orchids and Onions on the A to Z of TV gardening next. At 5 to 4, impressionist Rory Bremner gives Nigel Slater a taste of my life. And some wild natural history at 4:25, how Europe has changed during the last 10,000 years.